Hey guys, welcome to Proud Animator. In this video, we are going to learn how to create this infinite zoom animation in Adobe After Effects. So for that, this is the illustration we are going to use in this lesson, and this is how I have separated the layers in Adobe Illustrator to prepare the file for animation. Okay, so now let's jump on to After Effects. So now we are going to select all these mouth elements and let's pre-comp it and name it mouth. Let's open up the composition. Now let's select this lip layer and mouth in layer, these two particular layers, and let's convert it into shape vector layer, and let's delete this illustration layer, and let's remove outline from the name. Okay, now open the path property of both these layers and then pick whip this path property, this mouth in path property with lip. So what it will does is when I move the lip, this mouth in path property also inherits the same values. So right now we're going to copy this mouth in layer and put it above one and one above teeth and one above teeth up, and let's use this as track mat. Alright, so right now we are going to animate the mouth later on. Let's focus on the wing of this character. So we are going to animate one wing and we are going to copy that and flip it for the other side. So let's pre-comp this wing and let's name it left wing and open up the composition, and let's change the resolution a bit. So now we are going to select this wing layer and pick this puppet tool, put one pin over here, one over here, one over here, and one over here. Select puppet and convert these puppets into bone tool. For that, turn on this twig bezier and then click on links and constraints. Here you will get an option called add bones. Click on that. So all these puppets are converted into bone tools. So now let's rename it. Alright, so now we are going to parent this 2 with 1 and 3 and 4 both with 2. Okay, so we are going to animate this bone tools. Select all of this, open the rotation property, put a keyframe, and open position property and put a keyframe over here as well. So press U to open the properties with keyframes. Now we are going to jump on to next 6 frames and again put a keyframe over here. Remember, we are in 30 frames per second. So at this position, the wings will be contracted. So let's select this one and let's rotate it downside. And let's give this one minus 20 degree of rotation, or 10 is better. Okay, so for this one, we are going to slightly give some position keyframes to add some contraction. And for this one, we are going to rotate it in the opposite side. Let's give it 20 degree of rotation. And for this one, let's give some rotation on the opposite side. And for this particular position, we are going to just increase the distance. Alright, so select all these keyframes and let's reverse the keyframe order as well, and easy is it. After that, let's jump on to next 6 frames and copy the initial keyframe and paste it over here. Okay, now we're going to put loop expression to all these keyframe properties. So we're going to copy this loop expression and paste it in all of these properties with keyframes. Let's check the animation. Alright, so now we are going to give some offset to this animation. Alright, so we're going to use this animation for the wing. Let's jump onto this composition. Let's increase the comp settings and increase the width and height. Let's check it and let's turn on this rasterize. Alright, so we are going to solo this layer and put the anchor point exactly at this point. After that, let's copy this composition. Let's name it R. Let's move the anchor point and put it exactly at the center of this body layer. So right now, if we simply right click on it and go to transform and flip it horizontally, it is going to flip it perfectly horizontally. Let's delete this rotation and let's move the wings a bit down. Alright, so with this our wing animation is done. Okay, so now we are going to select the mouth and let's rasterize it and move the anchor point and put it exactly at the center of this dark circle. Select the body and put the anchor point at this point as well. Okay, now we are going to duplicate this monster composition and put another one over here. Let's move this anchor point and put it over here and let's scale it down. Let's delete this background layer. Alright, so we are going to move this background layer from this composition to this outer composition and paste it over here. Now we are going to add the zoom in effect. Lock this background layer. After that, open the scale property, put a keyframe, open the position property, split it, split the dimension and put keyframe. And after that, we have added the keyframes at every 6 frames. So after 12 frames, the whole animation is repeating. So we are going to pick the frame rate in such a way that it is divisible by 12. So either 24 or 48. So let's go for 48. So after 48 frames, we are going to get a loop animation. So that's why we are going to zoom in from this composition to this one. But before that, turn on the rasterize and put the anchor point at this point. Alright, let's jump on to next 48 frames. Scale it up. So you are getting this kind of a blur pixelated effect. For that, you need to turn on the rasterize of these layers. And also inside the mouth as well, turn on the rasterize. Alright. Now after that, we are going to match the position with this composition. So we are going to duplicate this layer once again, move the layer head over here and let's adjust the position with respect to this one. So we're going to turn off the opacity a bit. Let's give it 50%, and let's add some fill effect. Turn on the effects and presets panel, add a fill, and we're going to scale it down and match the position with this one. Okay, now let's delete it and bring the area end, this work area end over here, and let's check out if it's in a loop. Okay, so now we are going to go inside this particular composition, this monster 2, and also we are going to duplicate this composition once again and put a composition over here, and we are going to copy the value of this particular monster layer, such as the anchor point value. Select the anchor point property, Ctrl C to copy the property, and press A to again open the property of the anchor point, and Ctrl V to paste the property. Again, do the same for position, Ctrl C and P to open the properties, the position property, and Ctrl V to paste the value, and then again scale property. Alright, now let's check out our animation. Alright, so it's in a perfect loop now. So now we're going to select this keyframes and adjust the motion graph editor a bit. Change this to value graph and slightly give some spike over here and give some ease at this point. Let's check out the animation. Alright, so let's decrease the ease at this point a bit, and let's increase here a bit. Alright, so it's looking pretty nice. Now we're going to animate the mouth a bit. When it's at this particular position, this monster is going to open its mouth. So let's do it. So now at this particular position, this monster is going to open its mouth. So go inside the composition and go inside the mouth composition. Put a keyframe on the lip path property, and also at this position the teeth up and teeth down property. Then after that I'm going to jump on to next 6 frame, or let's check when it's going to cross the camera at this particular position. So at this particular point it's going to fully open its mouth. So let's expand the mouth like this, and also let's move the upper pair upwards and lower pair downwards. This is the keyframe. Now let's check out the animation. Now after that you might see that this kind of issue is happening. So for that, let's go inside the monster 2 and let's select this mouth composition and duplicate it and put one mouth over here inside the monster 2, and let's turn off the visibility of this mouth. Let's go inside this mouth and open the keyframes, and let's delete this pair of keyframes. Same with this monster 3. Alright, so let's check out the animation. So yeah, it's looking pretty nice. So like this, you can create an infinite zoom animation in After Effects. So that is it for this lesson. Hope you liked it. If you liked it, then make sure to hit the like button. If you have any doubt regarding the lesson, make sure to comment down below. I will be happy to help you out. And if you are here for the first time, make sure to subscribe the channel and hit the bell notification button to stay notified for all future updates. Until then, goodbye.